Hello, my dear bachcho, and welcome back. I know exams are just around the corner, and that pre-exam stress is very real. But don't you worry one bit. I am here, and together we are going to make this chapter, Contemporary Centers of Power, bilkul easy peasy. So are you ready? Let's go! Okay, so let's dive right in. For a very long time, world politics was like a big cricket match between just two teams, the USA on one side and the USSR on the other. But then the Cold War ended, and that whole two-team game was over. So this whole chapter is about one big question. Who are the new players on the field now? Who are the world's new power captains? And first up on our list is Team Europe, or as we know it, the European Union, the EU. Now just imagine a group of countries that were once big rivals, always fighting each other. But then they decided, hey, let's become super friends and build one super strong team. That's the EU for you. And have a look at their flag. You see those 12 gold stars? Now, it's not because there are 12 countries. The number 12 is actually a symbol of perfection and unity. And that's exactly what the EU's goal is, to create harmony and solidarity among all the people of Europe. The EU didn't just pop up one day. It was built step by step. It all started way back in 1951, with just 6 countries sharing their coal and steel. Then they grow into an economic community. And finally, and this is a very important date, in 1992, the Treaty of Maastricht was signed, and the European Union was officially created. They even have their own money, the euro. And what was the result of all that teamwork? Well, look at this number. This is the EU's combined GDP. It's so huge that it makes the EU one of the biggest, most powerful economies in the entire world. That's some serious economic muscle, right? So you have to remember, the EU is a triple threat. It has massive economic power, thanks to its huge market and the euro. It has huge political power. It can influence what even the US does. And it has military power. Did you know its combined armed forces are the second largest in the world? Wow. But it's not a perfect fairy tale. This cartoon is very clever. It shows the EU as the Titanic sailing towards icebergs. And those icebergs are the big challenges it faces. The main problem is that all the member countries often disagree with each other on big topics, like foreign policy. So these disagreements can really limit its power. All right, let's travel a bit closer to home now. Our next contender is a quiet superstar from our own neighborhood in Southeast Asia, ASEAN. That's the Association of Southeast Asian Nations. And just like the EU, the ASEAN flag also tells a beautiful story. You see those 10 stalks of paddy? They represent the 10 member countries, all tied together in friendship and solidarity. It started with just 5 countries back in 1967 and has grown to 10, which just shows how successful they've been. Okay, Bacho, get your highlighters out. This is super important for your exams. The ASEAN Way. What is it? It's their special mantra for working together. It's all about being informal, cooperative, and never fighting. It's like a promise to always respect each other and not interfere in anyone's business. And here's another potential 5 marker for you. The 3 pillars of ASEAN. Just remember these 3 simple words. The security community, to keep the peace, the economic community, for business and trade, and the sociocultural community, for the progress of society. See? Security, economy, and society. Easy to remember. All right, now for the one you've probably been waiting for, the player who has completely changed the world's game in the last few decades. Our neighbor, China. Its economic growth has been absolutely mind-boggling. I mean, just look at this transformation. It's incredible. On one hand, you had the old China under Mao Zedong, which was totally closed off from the rest of the world. And now, you have these glittering, futuristic cities like Shanghai. It's been a complete game changer for the entire planet. So, how did this amazing change happen? Well, the most crucial point was a big shift in 1978. Their leader, Deng Xiaoping, introduced something called the open door policy. Basically, China opened its doors to the world. It moved to a market economy, allowed foreign investment, and boom, the result? It became the fastest growing economy in the world.
And this cartoon just explains it brilliantly, doesn't it? The Great Wall of China was built to keep people out. But here, you see the Chinese dragon, a symbol of its power breaking through the wall to go out into the world. It shows how its economy has burst onto the world stage, which of course brings us to a very important topic for us in India.
So, let's talk about the part that matters most to us. our relationship with this rising giant. It's a complicated story with many, many ups and downs. You know, right after we got our independence, there was this very hopeful time. This slogan, Hindi-Chini Bhai-Bhai, was everywhere. It means Indians and Chinese are brothers. There was this beautiful dream that our two great nations would lead Asia together. But sadly, that dream didn't last long. A lot of things created problems. There was the issue of Tibet, but the biggest blow came in 1962 with the border conflict. That really created a deep rift between us. And even today, issues like border disputes and China's relationship with Pakistan continue to be points of tension.
However, here's the twist in the story. Look at this chart. Even with all the political problems, our economic relationship has just gone through the roof. Trade between India and China has grown massively. This just shows how complicated the relationship is. We have our differences, but we are also huge trading partners.
Okay, my champions, time for a super quick revision. Pay close attention. This is your exam cheat sheet. These are the most important points that will help you score full marks in your answers.
Take a mental screenshot of this slide, or maybe even a real one. This table is your best friend for any comparison question. Notice the key ideas. The EU is a supranational organization. That's a fancy word, but it just means it's an organization that has power over its member countries. Compare that to the informal ASEAN way and China's unique model. This table will make your answers look so professional.
And finally, these are your top takeaways. First, remember, the world today is multipolar. Many poles of power. Second, the EU is an economic giant, but politically it can be weak. Third, the ASEAN way is its secret sauce. And last, China's open door policy changed everything. You pop these points into your answer and your teacher will be super impressed, I promise.
And that's a wrap on our revision. But before I go, I want to leave you with a question to think about. In this new world with so many powerful players, what role do you think our India will play? It's something to ponder, isn't it? All the very best for your exams, my dear students. You've worked so hard, and you are going to do wonderfully.